Welcome to our channel, Smart Data Learners. So we hope you enjoyed our tutorial one on the SAP Crystal reports. So today we will enhance our first tutorial and add some new functionalities in the list report which we created in our tutorial number one. So let's start some new features and functionalities, right? So right now we are at the uh, list report, and it has all these data shown here based on the different book titles, course names, and transaction types. So we will group these data accordingly to our requirement. So, for example, see we want to group this report under the uh, book title, which is this. So let's do that. Group expert, and we will put this here. You see, we have now by the book title and all the transactions, or we can group this by instead of title by the course. Let's do that. I think that would be much better, but make more sense. Okay, for example, English, math for beginners, statistics, algebra, or we can by the book author. So we have code, G, data modeling, this math for beginners, and so on. So that's how we can group these transactions transaction type, or we can group these by transaction type. Let's do that one more type of grouping. We'll go to the report section, group expert, and then we will remove this and by the transaction type. You see, we have these transactions, purchases and sales. And one more thing, we can further enhance our reporting by book name in a sort order. So let's do that. That's a very important function. So let's go group records in this report section. We'll go to the reports sort. We can use this by, we will use the same group number one, and then we will use the name by book name. You see, under the purchases, we have algebra two-time purchases, 15 and 18, same book ID, quantity purchase first time and then second time. Then we sold these and so on. So we have now used two features of the crystal reports. Number one is group and number two is sort expert. So that's we have done. Now let's create another function, summaries. So we'll do one more thing. You see the quantity sold, okay, so we have the quantity sold or purchased. Quantity sold or purchased. So sold is, purchase is grouped under this and sold is this. So we can add a summary to the report. So we go to the remote, or we can insert, because in the report section we have grouping, all that. So instead we will insert a summary. We'll use sold or purchase sum, and summary location we need under the transaction type. So we purchased 52 books, we sold 10 books. Or we can further, if we want to see, you see, if you look at the videos, our previous videos, we always create a master transaction. We will name it master year underscore ID, right? So these are the master transactions. So in one master transaction, we could have several transactions. So let's sort these by master transactions. So we will again go to the report. I hope everything makes sense. Once you start working on these tutorials, you will have these idea why we're doing this sorting. So if, for example, you want to see in what master transaction, in for example in the master transaction 15, what books were purchased. So we will use sort by. You see in the 15 we bought 3, and then in the 18 transaction we bought again this one. and then we can have a transaction ID also if you want to see. That's how we can see that 68 transaction ID belongs to this master transaction. So this one master transaction could have many detailed transactions. So we can just remove this. Purpose of this is to explain the purpose of these relational databases and SAP Crystal reports. So in this section, we enhanced our reports by grouping transactions by purchases and sales, and then we summarized how many books were purchased and how many books were sold. So that's what we have summary, and this is a master transaction. We also in addition to grouping, we also have accomplished the sorting. First, we add the group name and then we sort the transaction. We can sort these by transaction in different fields here, like uh, by author and by courses. Let's see, these are the courses. So these are suppliers and these are the customers. See, in the sales, this will always be a customer and this will always be a supplier. Okay, let's remove this field. We don't need master transactions because we are just so let's move this section a bit here. So we don't need this field also because we already have this here. So it's just a duplication. So it looks better now. And for example, if you want to see for example, we want to see the entity name, we can get the business entity name here. That is just to enhance your understanding. You see in this all these transactions are from XYZ books. Let's look at the database if we're correct. We can just do a double checking if we have the same. Let's create a new Can use the books transactions and business entity. You see, we just to double check, so we have done this and we see that we can sort these. We have a retail customers or XYZ, so we only purchase books from XYZ here. The same data is shown here. Okay, so that so we have you see we XYZ is the supplier i- and customer is a retail customer. So that's it for viewers. In the today we covered grouping, sorting, and summary of the reports. So that's it for this tutorial. In the coming third tutorial, we will touch base on some advanced features and will create some formulas, conditional formatting. So that's it for now. Thank you and have a great day.